Good morning, Year 4. It has been amazing to see so many of you yesterday using this structure to support you with writing your plan for today's writing. So today then is the exciting day because we get to start writing our speech now to the Roman army, asking people to join us. So we're just going to focus on paragraph 1 today, and notice how I've got my plan out in front of me. This is what I'm using to help me write my first paragraph. I've also still got hold of my Boudica speech because this is kind of a guide that I can follow. The features down the bottom almost become like my success criteria, and once I've added them, if I want to, I could tick them off so that I know I'm including all of these things that make a really good speech. I've also got my emotive language word map because although I planned a lot of my words, there might be some extra ones that I put in as I write today. So I'm going to make a start on this first paragraph for you, and I'm going to look straight away at what I need to mention. So I'm asking men to fight against Boudica, and I was going to start off with men, soldiers, freemen, gather round closely. So I can use that straight away when I begin writing. I'm just going to move my book up slightly so you can see. So I've got men, and I'm going to do these in capital letters because they're the names for this one. Men, soldiers, and I'm putting my commas in between, freemen, exclamation mark, gather round closely. Okay, so I've already copied that bit over. Okay, now I need to start to describe Boudica. So I need to say why I'm asking them to gather round closely. So I've got men, soldiers, freemen, gather round closely. So I am here, and I'm going to leave a line in case I need to edit any of it. I'm here to ask you to be, I need a better word for brave. I'm going to use the word courageous. Okay, that's a better word for brave, isn't it? It's a good synonym. Men, soldiers, freemen, gather round closely. I'm here to ask you to be courageous. Notice how I'm constantly reading it back to myself so that I know that it makes sense as I'm going. Courageous. Okay, so I'm here to ask you to be courageous and fight with me against okay, and this is my bit where I can describe Boudica. So I already done this last time. I described her as damaging and cruel. So I'm going to say against the damaging and cruel. I could have missed out the and there and put a comma if I wanted to. The damaging, cruel Boudica with that capital B again, because remember it's her name. I'm here to ask you to be courageous and fight with me against the damaging and cruel Boudica. And now I'm going to describe her army and her. How can I describe her army? Because I didn't do this in my plan, so again, I might need to look at my word mat to help me find a word to describe her army. So I might say dreadful. I could say repulsive. I'm not sure if that works for the army as well. Corrupt is quite a nice one. I can see the word shame. Oh, I might change shame into shameful. Cool. And her shameful, that makes them sound quite evil. Shameful army. Notice how I use my word mat to help me there. Full stop. Men, soldiers, freemen, gather round closely. I am here to ask you to be courageous and fight with me against the damaging and cruel Boudica and her shameful army. Okay, let's look back at my plan now. So I've described Boudica. I could even tick these off, couldn't I? I've exaggerated a little bit. I've added some emotive words. I've added this in, I've added this in. Okay, so now I wanted to finish this paragraph with a rhetorical question. And I've got, are you willing to sit by and let Boudica take what is ours? So I'm going to use this for my one now. So I'm going to say, are you willing to sit? Are you willing to sit by and let Boudica and rather than say take what's ours, I'm going to change that and I'm going to say, are you willing to sit by and let Boudica destroy, got the oi sound at the end, destroy our, remember not our, and then I'm going to say livelihood, okay, because that's kind of like our lives. I think that's a bit more emotive rather than take what's ours. So livelihood. Okay, so that's a question, a rhetorical question. Are you willing to sit by and let Boudica destroy our livelihood? So I must remember my question mark. Okay, so I'm just going to finish off this paragraph then with making it really clear that I want people to join me in this army. So are you willing to sit by and let Boudica destroy our livelihood? It's a rhetorical question, so I don't have to answer it. Then join me, I'm going to say. Then join me. And I'm going to repeat myself now. I'm going to use that repetition. Then join me. Join the battle for our freedom. Now you will notice that this follows quite a similar structure to the model text we looked at before. That's absolutely fine because we can use that to help us create our own speech. So this is my one today. Again, yours is probably going to follow quite a similar structure from when you planned it out. I should see lots of different vocabulary, okay? Feel free to add a bit extra. Look back at the plan of Boudica's speech. Could you add some extra bits in there as well? Could you describe the Roman army now? Be careful that you don't start mentioning what's coming into paragraph 2, otherwise when we do that on Monday, you might find that a bit difficult. But my biggest suggestion to you today is have your plan out in front of you and work from there. Love to see what you're going to be writing today. It's really exciting me. I miss reading all your writing in class. If you need any support today, please send me an email or post on the Teams chat.